Hey, what's up? Decided to make a video to share what I do with my wiring. First off, it's a 59 Chevy truck, Apache truck. What I ended up doing was I subframed it, so it actually has a 81 El Camino frame underneath it, modified to fit better. So it's partially channeled, so that it'll sit low and still have all its suspension. So what I ended up doing was I started trimming down the column because I ended up using the 80s GM column. Part of the issue with that is it looks like an 80s column, not like a 50s column. So I started taking stuff off of it, cleaning it up, deleted a bunch of stuff, and also I'll show you here. You can see I kept the ignition. You can see that. Sorry, I'm video taping off my computer. You can see ignition. I made the ignition stay on the dash, which I prefer it that way. You know, the idea is to try to keep things as much original as you can. Also, because I did that, I damaged the column. So I kind of made it work with the 80s turn signal switch, but I also partially damaged some stuff, so it became easier just to replace it. So I also have, if I can get in there, replacement universal switch, which those are pretty great, but you also end up with lots of wiring you're not sure what to do with. You get a diagram for the switch, which is great. Everything's pretty much wired now. There was a couple things, well, with the whole setup, there's a couple things that are odd. I'll show you the difference here. 80s and some of the newer stuff will have a 2-wire setup for some of their bulbs and whatnot. Plastic housings, which you can see the vintage style stuff, it's a metal housing, so your ground is part of the body. Or if I grounded this to the body, it's already receiving power, so it would just always be on. With this style, you're actually grounding and power is already there, it's already supplied there. Then you ground and then you have your light. Whereas this, it's already grounded, the power is not supplied. You hit whatever switch or key and then you power it, and then it's grounded, and then you get your light. So the two don't intermix well, so that's part of the things you have to adapt the setup to work. Some of the metal housing ones I switched to that, and some of the ones that, like, I kept the dash original, so I actually just found another power source. So when the lights go on, instead of with the key switch, the dash goes on with the lights. So there's a couple ways, workarounds that you can do for that. With this, there was a couple questions that I ran into on how to make the switch work the best. Everything that's left is just cleanup, so that's not really that big a deal. You can tuck your wires away and wrap them up clean and get them out of your way, so that's not a big deal. Think it comes with this, which is great. I didn't use it because I ran the power through my fuse box, so it's already fused. You need this if you find an ultimate power source, because you still want to fuse your switch. The reason that you would do that, I'll show you that also. I hit the emergency switch and you'll see there's a glare, so hopefully you can see that I'm using the dash indicators, which I like, but the switch indicators are not being used. So you have an option to do either one. I'm sure there's a way to make them both work, but there's not a practical way to do it without getting crazy with the wiring, so do not do that.